Commissioner, as we say, we're here at IKEA. This place has been open for almost 2 years now. This has been a success story, and I'm sure you probably couldn't count the number of times your constituents came to you and said, gosh, when is IKEA coming to Clark County?
You know, that was the funny part, quite frankly, is because while IKEA was negotiating, it was not called IKEA, because they are very distinct and can it open? What processes do we need to get to? But during that 9 months, it was not a day, truthfully, that went by though when people would say, come on, District F has the land, can we get IKEA? And I'd have to keep this straight face, knowing they were coming. So it was very fruitful, very exciting, and when people found out they were going to break ground, I mean, they already had 100,000 clients that were based and driving to other places. So it was rewarding, it was iconic, because a lot of stores don't come to places without certain numbers. And IKEA felt at that time, when we were just barely rebounding, that this would be worthy.
We followed the progress of this place. I know you have, you were in here many times. Even the rooftop, they've got the largest private solar array so they can generate their own power from their own rooftop. Amazing.
You know, it is. We went up there and it was kind of a windy day the day we went, but it's amazing when you look across that. And then the day that they brought, not only that, but the multitude of air conditioners was helicopters. And so people were calling and saying, what's happening over there? And you were able to say, like, it's the helicopters for the IKEA, you know, air conditioners. So people were very intent on paying attention.
And Commissioner, something like this, again, this piece of land, we're right here at the Durango curve and 215, it sat vacant for a long time, and through the recession. What does it mean when a company, a huge international giant like IKEA comes in here, plunks down shop in Clark County? What does it spin off for the rest of the area?
You know, it says a lot. First of all, there's employees on the front end of the shopping. And then secondly, the employees that are here on a daily basis doing their job. So the job creations, knowing that something iconic like IKEA that is in the world, not just the United States, but across the world, takes that opportunity to come to Clark County, made a very, very big statement. So we'll find in the next year or two, they will bring other venues that will then start filling in this part of town.
And again, I know your District F and District A Commissioner Sisolak's area overlap here, and it's a friendly competition. I know that you've got UFC, you've got Freeman, you've got some of the other larger casino companies all along 215. This type of growth wouldn't have happened years ago then.
It would not have happened years ago. You know, the 215 and the curve gave that availability, but when you do get that one store that has a name like IKEA, it does bring in others that know, like they did it, we can do it.
Commissioner, the last time we did in your neighborhood, we were just a few miles down the road at downtown Summerlin, specifically at the City National Arena, which has been an amazing place, the headquarters of our professional hockey team, the Vegas Golden Knights. And tell me a little bit about downtown Summerlin, what we've seen there and what we can see in the future.
Well, what's really exciting is, you know, I'll go back a little bit. When I bought my home like 16 years ago, it was going to be next year, next year, next year. And when it came in, that whole community, and not just the Summerlin community, but people from Green Valley, people from Anthem, from all the places around town, were excited. It's about a 20-25 minute drive to get here because of the good roadways that we have in our community. And so knowing that you have shopping, you have restaurants, you have activities, a lot of activities. Just not only just the holiday type activities, but fairs and functions and food events on Saturdays, but then getting the hockey team to have their practice field there. And they welcome people. I mean, they have practice times. The UNLV hockey team, which for years really had to beg for spots to play, now has a place to play their games, and it is standing room only. I remember when my family and I went to watch my grandsons, there would be maybe 20 people, and it would be at 11 and 1 in the morning, and 11 at night to 1 in the morning, so it was challenging. And we went. Now to know that they get to play in a facility that's known now worldwide. If you go on the hockey fan page, it is shocking, as from the United Kingdom to Spain to across the world are so impressed with what our hockey team is doing and the support. They're here because of our community. You know, those people that bought those 10,000 tickets is why we have a hockey team.
And of course, in downtown Summerlin, that's going to continue to expand. The 51s baseball, the Las Vegas Ballpark, I believe they're going to be calling it, and eventually homes are going to be in downtown Summerlin. This is going to be an amazing community. It already is.
It's going to be a live, work, play. And we talked about that concept before the downturn of the economy. It's back. So that live, work, play concept of having an apartment or a home, or a house, excuse me, because your apartment is your home, that to know that you can walk and work and play and go out to dinner and go to the movies for your children, for yourself. There is no age boundaries in downtown Summerlin. And so it accommodates from the very young to the very senior. And so it's an exciting time even to walk around there. I've gone there for early meetings and people are walking their dogs or walking their children in strollers. It's just a real sense of community down there.
And Commissioner, I see where Summerlin is in the top 5. We have 3 of the top 10 or 15 master plan communities again building houses. This is a good thing.
Yes, it's pretty incredible. Now when you go west on Lake Mead, you have Reverence, and it's right in the mountains. You have to the southwest, far southwest, that has the accommodations of new housing and great resale developments that already have been there that have products that people would enjoy that are established. So we've done a great job. When you think of Charleston to the California border and beyond, because of those rural communities that I have, it's pretty extraordinary what's gone on in the last 11 years in District F.
Let's talk about some of the other amenities. I know the Aquatic Springs pool recently just opened. Another young student, Francesca Ramirez, actually helped you name that pool. Talk a little bit about that project.
You know, anytime I'm able to do that, I really enjoy it. I've always, when we did the Freest Park, that was in District F at the time, and knowing that our youth can be involved in what they name, it gives ownership, and that ownership is really important. So with having the Aquatic Springs pool, Wet and Wild right next door. Wet and Wild did a Thanksgiving lights and events. They did a Christmas lights and events that were pretty extraordinary, that you could walk around and see 3 million lights right here in town, not having to drive anywhere. So that whole venue has, with the swimming pool, with the park, with the Wet and Wild, is absolutely fantastic over there.
Commissioner, the Mountains Edge Regional Park, you're getting 4 new baseball diamonds there. This is going to be a fantastic facility for baseball players of all ages. Talk a little bit about that project.
It's going to be a state of the art, and I don't think we have anything like it. In fact, I'm positive we don't have anything in the state. And so to know that you're going to have 3 fields that are going to be for playing and a championship field. And it is a regional park, so it's going to meet the need of not just District F, but District A and possibly Commissioner Gypsum's district also. So we would have 3 commissioners that can have the availability of having this, and it's going to bring money and people and fun and games, a sport that is really desired across the country, and then we'll have places to stay. We're trying to look at how do we get the smaller little non-gaming restaurant type hotels to want to come out to the Southwest so the teams would have a place to stay.
And I understand there's a public art component out there, a ball in hand, which is very site specific for a baseball field and part of the Clark County public art project.
Yeah, we're very diverse in what we want to do culturally, knowing that our local artists can put bids in and can design what we have, from the utility boxes to this glove and ball that looks extraordinary, to a playground area, to where people can watch the game and watch their children. And so we're being very creative in what we do, how we do it. Hopefully it'll open by the end of this year. That's my desire. I've worked on it for about 3 or 4 years, and having the 51s be out in the Southwest, having this, having the commitment of some other people that want to make sure that it's viable, that it's good, that it's strong, I'm excited.
Last year, you and all your colleagues made a strong monetary commitment to parks, some $77–80 million allocated across the valley, across the entire county, I believe, with perhaps even more. And I know some of those are coming to your district, Commissioner. The Wigwam Torrey Pines Park has been on the books for a while. Tell me a little bit about that project and what it ultimately might be called.
What's excited for that one is that I believe we do have a name for that we had the students do again. And it's going to be exciting. I mean, we're doing a Western theme because it sits in the rural neighborhood preservation area right across the street from an elementary school, so off of Cougar and Wigwam in that area. And so it's going to have the splash pad, a climbing element, but very Westerny because it'll meet the need of what's already out there in that area. So that's exciting, and that's near Fine Elementary School. And I think blending those two together makes a very, very big difference in what we do. So outdoor space is important, not only to me, but to all the commissioners. So we went to the county manager, and we're now getting, I think, $150 million, which we really feel like we need about $500 million. So we're going to keep pitching that. It's very expensive, and the county has so many responsibilities of our community. When you figure we're 8,000 square miles of the community, the roadways, which are important to people, that getting those extra special items like parks and open spaces is very costly. We want to do them right. We want to make sure they meet the needs. Just across from District F, we'll have the soccer fields. I think it's going to benefit District F as much as it will District A, so my district's very excited. And we want to keep promoting that outdoor lifestyle of health, wellness, and goodness out there.
And one other project, the Gypsum Ridge Trails has been discussed, and there's some work being done out there, out near the mountains. Talk to me about that.
Yes, we want a real hiking, biking trail out there. We have a lot of enthusiastic people that drive our roadways, and if we can get them off the roads and being able to go not only into Red Rock Canyon, but to this Gypsum Trail where they would have an adventure of riding and walking and biking, that would be so very important. So we are working on that. We're hoping to get, we got some SNPLA money, so the Nevada Lands Management Act, and trying to get more money because our community is a real lively, love activities from the very young to the very elderly. You know, at Thanksgiving we do kickball or go on a hike, and we have from a 98-year-old to a newborn. So they pack the babies and we walk the 99-year-old carefully, but he does great. In fact, he gets ahead of all of us.